attention to the young woman in the navy blue dress. She's entering an elevator in downtown Cleveland, Renaissance Tower. Her name is Maya Rodriguez. She's 26 years old, a pediatric nurse at the Cleveland Clinic. In her canvas bag, a birthday card, and cupcakes for her niece's birthday party tomorrow. She's humming softly, thinking about home. Now, pay attention to the man who steps in behind her. He's wearing a security uniform, Renaissance Tower badge on his chest. Name tag reads Jay Morrison. Baseball cap pulled low, face angled away from the camera. He looks about 35, clean shaven, nothing in his hands except a radio clipped to his belt. At 9:17 p.m. on March 3rd, 2024, they are alone in that elevator. Within 3 hours, Maya Rodriguez would vanish, without any trace. Within 48 hours, investigators would uncover something shocking, pattern of victims spanning months. Within 4 days, they would discover a connection that would shatter everything. Maya had stayed late at the hospital, covering a colleague's shift in the pediatric ward. She lived on the 22nd floor of Renaissance Tower, one of Cleveland's most secure buildings, overlooking Lake Erie. Key fob access, 24-hour concierge, cameras everywhere. She felt safe there. Security footage shows Maya entering the lobby at 9:15 p.m. She waves to Marcus, the night concierge. He's worked there for 12 years. She walks to the elevator bank. The doors open. She steps inside, presses the button for floor 22. 6 seconds later, the man in the security uniform enters. The doors close. The elevator has 3 cameras. They captured everything. For 8 seconds, nothing unusual happens. Maya checks her phone. The guard stands near the control panel, face down, cap hiding his features. Then his hand moves to the control panel. He presses the emergency stop button. The elevator lurches to a halt between floors 14 and 15. Maya turns, confused and frightened. He moves fast. From behind his back, he produces a syringe. Maya's scream is cut short. He grabs her, injects the needle into her neck. She claws at his face, desperately, fighting with everything she has. The struggle lasts 11 seconds. Then her body goes limp. He catches her as she falls. What happens next is chilling. He looks directly up at the camera. In the corner, he stares at it for 5 full seconds, completely calm. Then he reaches toward the ceiling panel with a small device, and all 3 camera feeds cut to black simultaneously. For the next 40 minutes, there is no footage, nothing, just darkness. When the cameras come back online at 9:58 p.m., the elevator is empty. Both Maya and the guard are gone. This was not a random attack. This was an obsession that began 8 years ago. At 10:03 p.m., Maya's sister Carmen calls her phone, straight to voicemail. She texts, "Did you get the cupcakes? Mia's so excited for tomorrow." No response. By midnight, Carmen is calling the building concierge. Marcus checks the system. Maya's key fob shows she entered at 9:15 p.m. But her apartment door? It hasn't been opened since she left that morning. Police arrive at 12:40 a.m. Maya's apartment is dark, empty. Her laptop sits open. Portfolio work displayed on the screen. Her work bag is by the door, but the canvas tote with the cupcakes? Missing. Detective Sarah Kim reviews the security footage immediately. She's a 9-year veteran. She watches Maya enter the lobby, step into the elevator. Then the guard enters behind her. Then nothing. Just 40 minutes of black screen. When Detective Kim radios building security for Jay Morrison, the head of security looks confused. "We don't have anyone by that name on staff." Kim's pulse quickens. The guard who entered the elevator with Maya Rodriguez. "Detective, we only have 4 security guards. None of them are named Morrison." He pauses. "Officer Patterson was scheduled for tonight's shift, but we just found him unconscious in the basement supply room. His uniform is missing." Officer James Patterson is rushed to Metro Health Medical Center. He's 42 years old. He has a severe head wound, and he's been injected with a powerful sedative. When he regains consciousness at 4:30 a.m., his story is disturbing. He arrived for his shift at 8:45 p.m. While checking the basement mechanical rooms, someone attacked him from behind. He never saw his attacker's face. When he woke up in the hospital, his uniform was gone. His security badge was gone. His radio was gone. Detective Kim now understands. The man in the elevator was an imposter. He attacked Patterson, stole his credentials, and waited for the perfect target. But there's something else. The elevator cameras were hacked, using an override code that only building management possessed. This wasn't spontaneous. This was planned, down to the second. Kim orders a full search of Renaissance Tower. Behind the elevator's control panel, investigators find something, a concealed access panel, leading to maintenance tunnels, running throughout the entire building. The tunnels lead to a parking garage sublevel, so old it's not even on current blueprints. There, forensic teams find Maya's canvas tote bag. The cupcakes are crushed. The birthday card is missing. And near the bag, they find something else. Several strands of short dark hair. Detective Kim bags them immediately. Get these to the lab. Priority 1. The DNA results come back on March 5th, 48 hours after Maya's disappearance. The lab technician's voice is confused. Detective, the hair samples don't match Maya Rodriguez. Then whose are they? David Park, age 31, reported missing November 18th, 2023. His case went cold after 3 weeks. Kim feels ice spread through her chest. He planted evidence from another victim to mislead us. The IT director makes another discovery. The security cameras were hacked remotely, using credentials belonging to Julian Morrison, an IT contractor who had serviced the building. But when Kim pulls up his file, she finds something impossible. Julian Morrison died in a car accident 7 months ago. His death certificate is on file. His body was cremated. Dead men don't hack security systems. Kim digs deeper into Julian Morrison's background. Julian had a younger brother, Nathan Morrison, age 32, software engineer, lives alone in Lakewood, no criminal record, no warning signs. But 6 months earlier, Nathan had lost the person he loved most, his older brother Julian, who raised him after their parents died. The drunk driver who killed Julian got a plea deal, just 18 months in prison. At 6:47 a.m. on March 6, tactical teams surround Nathan Morrison's house in Lakewood. The house appears abandoned, but the basement window has been recently opened. The team breaches the front door. What they find in the basement stops everyone cold. The concrete walls are covered with hundreds of photographs. Photos of Maya Rodriguez, at work in her nurse scrubs, at the grocery store, entering her building, walking down the street. Screenshots from her social media. Candid shots taken from a distance. She'd been stalked for months. But Maya isn't the only subject. There are photos of other people too. Young professionals. All taken without their knowledge. On a desk sits Julian's laptop, with the security access codes still saved, and lined up on a shelf, labeled plastic bags, containing hair samples. David Park, NOV 2023. Sarah Chun, Jan 2024. Michael Torres, DEC 2023. He collected trophies from his victims and used them to plant false evidence. Then Detective Kim finds something that makes her hands shake. An old yearbook, Shaker Heights High School, 2016. The page is bookmarked. Junior class photo. Maya Rodriguez, age 16, smiling brightly at the camera. Same page, 3 rows down. Nathan Morrison, age 17, staring intensely at the camera, with an expression that sends chills down Kim's spine. They went to high school together. 8 years ago. Maya never remembered him, but Nathan never forgot her. A patrol officer reports seeing a man matching Nathan's description at an abandoned industrial warehouse near the Port of Cleveland. Tactical teams converge on the location. 8:15 a.m. Inside the warehouse, smoke rises from a makeshift heating source. Nathan Morrison is inside, and he's not alone. Negotiators establish contact. Nathan appears at a broken window, agitated, crying, "I wasn't going to hurt anyone. I just wanted someone to understand." The standoff lasts nearly 2 hours. Then at 8:46 a.m., Nathan suddenly opens the door. He steps out, hands raised, tears streaming down his face. "I never wanted this," he keeps repeating. "I never wanted this." He collapses to his knees. Officers secure him immediately. Medical personnel rush into the warehouse. In the back room, they find Maya Rodriguez, tied to a metal chair. She's alive, conscious, terrified and dehydrated, but alive. Then they find the second room. David Park is lying on a filthy mattress, barely conscious. He's severely emaciated and dehydrated, his body covered in infected wounds. He has broken ribs, and signs of severe malnutrition. He's been held captive for nearly 4 months. "We need life flight now," the paramedic shouts into his radio. "This patient is critical. He might not make it." David is rushed out on a stretcher. Paramedics performing CPR as they load him into the helicopter. His pulse is fading. Outside the warehouse, 200 yards into the woods, forensic teams make 2 more grim discoveries. Shallow graves. 2 bodies. Sarah Chun, age 28, missing since January 2024, dead for 3 months. Michael Torres, age 29, missing since December 2023, dead for 5 months. Not everyone made it out alive. David Park's heart stopped twice during the flight to Metro Health Medical Center. Twice. Surgeons worked for 7 hours to stabilize him. He spent 11 days in ICU, underwent 3 surgeries, and fought through months of physical therapy. But he survived. Maya Rodriguez was treated for dehydration and shock. Physically, she recovered within weeks. The emotional scars? Those took longer. During Nathan Morrison's trial, the full picture emerged. He'd seen Maya at a coffee shop 6 months after Julian's death. She'd smiled at him kindly when he was having a panic attack. Just a simple act of human compassion. But in his grief-shattered mind, he became convinced she was the same girl from high school who'd once smiled at him in the cafeteria 8 years earlier. The girl who'd been kind when he dropped his books in biology class. She didn't remember him. She'd smiled at dozens of classmates over the years. It meant nothing to her. To Nathan, it meant everything. He researched her obsessively and discovered she lived in a building his dead brother had once serviced. He stole Julian's credentials and spent months planning. He didn't just stalk Maya. He stalked others too. David Park, Sarah Chun, Michael Torres. People who reminded him of happier times. People he thought could fill the void Julian left behind. On August 14, 2024, Nathan Morrison was convicted. 2 counts of first-degree murder, 4 counts of kidnapping, aggravated assault, and unlawful imprisonment. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 75 years. Maya testified at his trial. "I didn't remember Nathan Morrison from high school. We sat in the same biology class our junior year. I smiled at him once when he dropped his books. That was 8 years ago. I smiled at him the way I smiled at everyone, because that's who I am." He turned that kindness into obsession. He turned a moment into a nightmare. But I refused to let those 4 days define the rest of my life. David Park became an advocate for missing persons cases, working with law enforcement agencies to recognize patterns in abduction cases. The families of Sarah Chun and Michael Torres finally received closure. Renaissance Tower installed biometric security. The maintenance tunnels were sealed. Officer Patterson returned to work and now had security training for the entire property management company. Every year on her niece Mia's birthday, Maya brings cupcakes from the same bakery. Different flavors now, a different city, but the same ritual. Because some things, she says, shouldn't be taken from you, not even by fear. What investigators would later discover about Nathan Morrison would change how stalking cases were handled across Ohio. In his hidden files, they found documentation of 12 other women he'd been watching, women who never knew they were being tracked, photographed, and studied. Maya was number 7 on his list. The patterns he'd established would help law enforcement identify and prevent similar cases for years to come. The elevator where Maya was taken still operates at Renaissance Tower. She's never been inside it. She never will be. But she survived. And in surviving, she taught us something about the invisible dangers that hide in plain sight, about how obsession can fester in silence for years, and about the strength it takes to reclaim your life after someone tries to steal it. Pay attention to the young woman in the navy blue dress. Her name is Maya Rodriguez. She entered an elevator thinking she was going home. She walked into a carefully constructed trap, but she survived, and her survival helped save another life, brought closure to grieving families, and changed how we think about the strangers we pass every single day.